Oh, we started. Welcome, guys. Here's a conspiracy theory on time travel. Thank you for joining. Let's get into it. All right, so time travel. Please subscribe, hit the like button, comment, whatever you want. It's in the description. I wanted to kickstart this channel off with one main episode, a short, and a bunch of small thoughts. Reason being is because then you know my thoughts and what we'll be covering in the future. All right, so I know these aren't in depth. I will explain them at some point, but they're that way on purpose. All right. So time travel. We all know it. We all have seen it. Back to the Future, great movies, series, but great movie. They're all good, but the first one's still the best. Time travel. People are like, why doesn't time travel exist? Or has time travel been created? No. No one has come to the past. You want to know why? All right. So time travel. If time travel is possible from what we know, all right, this is us. A line. All right. Just imagine it. There's a line. This is our time period. For time travel to be possible, we can't just go like this. This is us. We can't just go like boop and then restart the line. You know what that would do? Theoretically, it would go like this. We go back. It would create a second channel off of it. That's one idea. The other thing is you can't go to the past. You want to know why? Because it will change the present. All right, that's another theory. The other one is that if you go back in time, it'll go like this. It'll send a ripple effect through the present, which then will shape it to the one that you changed. You want to know why none of that has happened yet? Because no one has gone to the past. Here's why. If this is us, all right, and there is a time traveler somewhere in the future. Because think about it this way. If you believe time travel is possible, you believe of wormholes connecting different timelines together. All right. For time travel to be possible, we haven't discovered it yet. All right. We haven't. Which means we haven't gone back in time to do it. For time travel to be possible, it would have to be another timeline. They would have had to discover it. That is, if theoretically that is possible, of another timeline, of millions of timelines, whatever you want. Theoretically possible. And if you take this line, somebody else would have had to jump. They aren't going to travel back to theirs because either it'll create a new one, right? Which then splits that one in a second, and they're not on this one anymore. Or they create a new one, and now there's two of them. Remember, it doesn't get rid of you. Or you go back to before you were born, but then at some point, it'll go back. You won't be born again, whatever, due to the fact of your parents might not meet whatsoever. You know, time travel. So if time travel were true, someone would have came back to our time, right? If time travel has been invented in somewhere, sometime, someone maybe like Nikola Tesla or someone invented time travel like Albert Einstein, somebody, we would know by now because either one, there would be a parallel universe, which you could get into the Mandela effect, which we'll be covering, or it would go to the future because you can't go to the past and change the timeline you're on. You can start, theoretically, by the way, you can start a new one or you can go to a different one. And that's theoretical that there are different ones. And for time travel to happen, theoretically, you'd have to travel faster than the speed of light, which would break Newton's law, but some of his laws have already been have been disproven, right? So, for that to happen, someone from our time or some other time would have to go faster than the speed of light. That doesn't send you to the past. That sends you to the future. So for someone of such great caliber to do time travel, you'd have to go to the past. It would create a new one. It would change the one now, or that way. We would have had somebody from a different timeline come to ours and change it. We would know. You want to know why? Because just because they entered the world or timeline doesn't mean all of a sudden splits off. It's not like this. Like this is our timeline. It's not like this. Or that's not how it's gonna work. Reason being is just because someone entered the world that wasn't meant to be there doesn't mean it goes like that. All right. Now, there's a few things. That's his theory. It's a good theory. I hope it resonates a little bit. Um, I do personally believe time travel can't happen due to the fact that if there's only one timeline, which is the only timeline we know about, and you went to the past, it would split off. All right. That does not make new people. You can't just create a new time. All right. Two, you can't go to the past because then it would change the whole timeline. All right. If someone created time travel, and if you're a Christian, I don't think God will allow time travel because, look, go back. You could kill Jesus before he was ever. You could go back and stop sin. You could go back. We pretend to play God by wanting time travel to happen. All right. That's why I don't think it's possible. Other thing, too, is you really think if you're for the Big Bang Theory, if the Big Bang Theory is true, I don't think all of a sudden we're lucky if you guys say it's 100% chance or possible for those believe in it. And the Earth just came, all this stuff came. What do you think is the chance that there's other timelines? Because other timelines would have had to have been there before the Big Bang, right? It wouldn't create multiple timelines just because of that. Like, I can't create something just because I created this channel didn't create a second timeline. Same idea, right? So if we can go to the future, that would split it off. But then at some point, we're going to catch up to that future. So that's why I don't think time travel is possible. Now, granted, one day my opinion could change, and one day I'll do more research and I'll get a full episode out for you guys. But that's what it is. Now, people are like, aren't there things like phones and old pictures? Or there's this image circulating about this guy who looks like a time traveler all the way in the past. Well, haven't there been movies about the future? Haven't there been phone models that have been existing beforehand? They just couldn't get them to work. So, what are the odds that someone wore this suit or time travel, or someone's just a fanatic about time and they wore it in the past? There's been people nowadays who are obsessed with clothing that isn't even existent. Like bell bottoms existed. Well, someone could have came up with that years beforehand and wore it, and everyone thought they were weird. Same idea. Just because our clothing now matches a picture from the past, one person, doesn't mean they weren't weird. If someone in an alien costume walked around the streets and we took a picture of it randomly, doesn't mean there's an alien. So I would encourage you to think more logically. I'm not saying it isn't time traveler. I'm just saying think about it logically. It's very possible that he was a welder because it looks like welder glasses, or just sunglasses. Sunglasses did exist, and he could have just been wearing a new style of clothes. Clothes existed. He could have just mixed and matched them, right? Now, for the phones, those could have been phones or other objects we don't know about. Otherwise, we would have seen them, right? All right, that's my theory on time travel. Thank you for watching. Again, this is a quick little YouTube only series of shorts to get the channel kicked off. All right, please subscribe. Thank you, and I hope you enjoy my theories. And I will be back to you some other time. All right, peace out.